Alright guys, figure we give you a little update. As you can tell, there's still cooling up here on the front. So last night, it blowed water from around this cap. Plus my drain, if you look right here, my drain, my catch can, there's the catch can in. Right there in front of the wheel. So we're gonna take that catch can in. We ain't never had to worry about it. I'm gonna remove that thing to where it either goes into the diaper or it goes into the chimney in the back so it catches. I'm gonna run a new hose for that to get that thing protected. The cap, I don't know about it. We didn't have no coolant spikes. I got a new sensor on there. And for some reason, it was reading a little bit off from what it normally does, but there was no spikes in it. So I've looked around on the sides of the heads. If you look, the gas, right there's a little bit. The only spot I seen it all was that spot right there, where a little bit of the copper's showing. But if you look, and I also pulled the piece off. There was the overhang piece. I grabbed it earlier looking at it and pulled it off. And then if you look over here, see all the way down, it looks good. So Kobe come down here and he pulled the valve covers, he pulled the exhaust, he pulled the rocker on. Y'all tell Kobe thank you. Here doing work. Look at it. I'm over here working on that thing. He's over here working on the race car. So I'm gonna loosen all the head bolts. We're gonna retorque them. We're gonna put it back together. I fired it up. It runs normal. Everything seems normal. If you look, the oil ain't milky. Everything looks good on it. So we're gonna loosen the head bolts, retorque them all back down, and then the biggest issue is this thing right here. It's going through taking so long to build boost. See, I put this new transmission in here. Jason Richards built me a transmission, and he asked me about the dump valve stuff when we started. Well, John, we have a way we modify the pump to make the dump valves work the way we want them to work or whatever, and I didn't have him modify it. I just stuck it in here. So that's why the car has gotten really lazy, because my dump valves ain't working to start with. So I'm going to go through and pull the transmission out of it probably tomorrow, pull the pump out of it, and then this week I'll get John to help me. Sorry, I got the sniffles and runny nose and crap, allergies. But John's going to help me modify the pump to get the dump valves back ordered, which will help. It'll help a little bit. It won't fix everything. Nigel's going to get on the tune and work on getting the tune right. But while we're at it, I told Nigel, I was talking to Jose, the dude that makes the turbos, Force Inductions. Jose said the camshaft. He said the camshaft makes a big difference on it. He told me, he said, just ask John Doc. So he told me. I said, man, I ain't asking that fool nothing. Now he told me, he said, ask John Doc. He said, this car wouldn't fall out of a tree until he turned around and changed the camshaft. This camshaft was spec for a 76 millimeter. We went 450s with it, but it was spec for a class legal 76. That ended up going through, we went 470s with this cam. And it was spec for M1. M1 methanol, if you don't know, methanol, it probably takes 15 degrees more time than what a fuel takes. Like, it takes a lot more time, 10, 12, which makes a difference in it. We can't run M1, so I told Nigel earlier I was going to order exhaust housing. I was going to do a 1.0. Well, Jose said, man, he said, if you got a 112, he said, a 1.0 might help you a little bit, but you should not have no problem spooling up with a 5.3 with that. He said, Jack Roberts has a 102 with a 4.8, and his does fine. He said, if you got a decent amount of compression, that thing should spool up. So he said, but your camshaft plays a big part in that. So I told Nigel a minute ago, I sent him a message. I said, well, hey, I said, hit up Nick at BTR and ask him, does the cam we went 424s with, if it would work in my setup. It was spec for M1 too. If it would work in my setup, be good for my setup. Or do we need to just do a custom grind? If so, just go ahead and get it ordered. I got the money. Let's go and get the cam. So we might be cam swapping this thing the next few days. But I'm definitely going to do the dump valves. We're going to go through and probably cam swap it. Get it back on the dyno. And when it goes back to the track next time, I promise you, we're going to make some good passes. We're going to make sure when it's on the dyno, that thing right there ain't leaking. And make sure everything's good. So let me get these heads torqued. I'll be back with you in a minute. Old crew chief over here working. Look at him. Kay calls him crew chief. Every time he sees Cole, he's like, what's up, crew chief? Down here putting the valve cover back on. I retorqued the head. We loosened them up. We retorqued them. We got this side done, or he got this side done. I didn't do much. I was there working on that thing. Got my fork upgrade on that thing. I like it. I think it's going to PB. But it's definitely worth the $350 I spent on the springs and all for it. So we'll see. But like I said, we're gonna go through and got this side all buttoned up. He's putting the valve cover on this side now. We gotta put the exhaust manifold, make sure it's all airtight, put the coil on it. We'll be done for the night with this thing.
Do you think I should start rinsing that other side on?
Probably.
Or just wait till...
Hey Courtney, is this that blend job you was talking about? They brought this thing to my son to get him to go through and detail it today. I got to look at this thing. Look at this thing right here. That's why we sprayed this. The fender, the hood ain't been painted. This fender's been repainted. Look at that. Ah. Like I said, I seen right here where they turn around and they tried to blend. Look at her. Woo!
Damian just detailed this little car today. The paint's got some stuff in it, so it was a little tough for him to do, like, because there's some spots. But other than that, he got the car looking the best he could get it to look.
I don't know if I was recording a minute ago or not. We'll help you pick it up.
Yeah, you guys. I don't know what I should do because I have full gap. What do you guys think? Should I call the police? Get
I'll
a
tell
police
you, if you
report?
call the police, they're gonna charge you with careless and reckless.
You think so?
Oh,
well, what? There's gravel everywhere.
Yeah, well, depending on your story. Because if highway patrol comes, they're gonna charge you with careless and reckless. That's just what that's the way they'll do. 100%. Anytime you're up here and you wreck, you get like my buddy. We were up on 181 one time.